Hey y'all, I'm so excited to share this baked spaghetti recipe that I put together. It might be one of the best spaghettis I've ever made. It does have a secret ingredient that will amaze you. So I'm starting with one yellow onion, and I'm just going to chop 1/2 of that onion and 1/2 of a fresh bell pepper into little bite-sized pieces. And it's so nice when I can get a fresh bell pepper or any kind of vegetable out of one of my friends or family's vegetable gardens. And I am going to be adding some garlic. 2 cloves of chopped garlic is going to really bring out some flavor in this spaghetti dish. So we have our onion, bell pepper, and garlic. And let's get started on this delicious pan of baked spaghetti. So I'm just sauteing the chopped onion, chopped bell pepper, and garlic with a little olive oil. I'm going to add about half of that pack of spaghetti along with some Italian seasoning, black peppercorn, some Mrs. Dash, and I used about 1/2 pound of ground beef with this dish, and it was more than enough. So I just added the ground beef to the sauteed bell pepper, onion, and garlic, and I'm just chopping this into little bite-sized pieces. I really need to invest in one of those meat mashers they've just come out with. Everyone's using those, and they do look very convenient and useful. But so this spatula is doing the job though. And we're just going to let this saute just for a few minutes until the ground beef browns. And I did put the lid on just to speed things up a little bit, and it's browning nicely. Those vegetables are going to really bring some delicious flavor into this Italian dish. A little taste of Italy during the week is always good. And this also makes a wonderful side dish. Wonderful side dish. And so I'm going to show you this little trick for removing grease or oil from your pan. Just tear off a clean paper napkin and just let that paper napkin absorb the excess grease and oil from the pan. It's so convenient. It saves you from having to wash another pot or a rice colander or a strainer. It's really quick and easy to do this, and you just kind of go around the sides of the pan or the pot, and it will quickly absorb all of that grease. It's better to remove that grease from most any dish rather than let it go into your arteries. So that was just a quick little tip I just wanted to share with everyone. Something I recently learned watching some other cooking videos, which I really enjoy doing in my spare time. I enjoy cooking so much. I've learned a lot of Southern recipes, a lot of Creole and Cajun recipes throughout the years. And so here I'm just going to add, this is actually a 16-ounce bottle of filtered water. And I'm about to be adding that spaghetti. And doing it this way, it makes it so easy because you're not having to use 2 or 3 pots, to boil the noodles. And you see I've already added in the Italian seasoning, the salt and black pepper. And so I'm just going to let all those flavors kind of marinate there and simmer. And it is smelling divine. And so I'm adding about 1/2 a pack, it's probably 8 ounces actually, of spaghetti noodles. And the water that I added is going to allow those noodles to cook really nicely in just one pan. So we're not having to use several different pans for the spaghetti dish. And I actually only had a little bit of spaghetti sauce, about 3/4 of a jar left of my spaghetti sauce. So this is really what prompted me to make this dish. I said, why waste that spaghetti sauce? So here we are making baked spaghetti. And I personally don't like a lot of red sauce. in my Italian dishes. So this was actually just the right amount of spaghetti sauce for this dish. And the noodles are cooking really nicely. And you can cook them as tender as you prefer. I really don't like my noodles or pasta mushy. I prefer it a little bit of like an al dente texture. And here is Badia Complete. I recently learned about this seasoning. It's really good in poultry, different sauces. It's good on almost anything, actually. And so I just incorporated that in this dish. It's just going to add some extra good flavor to this baked spaghetti. And so now with that about three quarters of spaghetti sauce that I had left in this spaghetti jar, I just added a little water and gave it a good shake. And I'm adding that now to the almost cooked spaghetti noodles and ground beef and all of those delicious seasonings. And you see how it's really, to my taste, it's really just the right amount. And I'm just going to give this a little stir, incorporate everything together, and let all those flavors marinate and come together for a delicious, delicious meal. Now this dish would be really good served with a side salad or corn, so many different options, and of course a delicious piece of French bread. And you see this garlic, that's the garlic that I chopped and added. That's really going to give it that delicious Italian flavor, along with the Italian seasonings as well. And so here it is about done. And I did go ahead and I had some bone broth that I needed to use actually. So I did add this for just a boost of extra flavor. Bone broth is delicious. This happens to be a very low sodium bone broth. I believe it was 7% sodium, which is very low compared to 500 to 800 in other brands. But if you're watching your sodium, your salt, this is a very good brand to be on the lookout for, and it tastes delicious. And it really, really added some flavor to this baked spaghetti. And here I just went ahead and added a little drizzle of olive oil. Olive oil is very heart healthy. And here is my secret ingredient, ground cinnamon. I know this sounds like a very weird and unusual seasoning. It's really a spice to add to any kind of dish such as spaghetti. But let me tell you, I have learned most all dishes that include beef, that cinnamon has that warm, spicy flavor that enhances beef like you would not believe. I was so surprised at how delicious this turned out. I actually learned this little secret watching Smoking and Grilling with AB. He has a YouTube channel and it is awesome. And he did use cinnamon in his chili, and he did recommend it for beef dishes. And he was right. It was absolutely delicious. So here I've added some mozzarella and shredded cheddar cheeses to the top, and I did transfer it into a little small baking dish. And it's really quick. I did preheat the oven, by the way, to 350, and I'm just going to let this cook for about 20 minutes, really just long enough for it to be bubbling on the sides and to let that cheese just melt really nice. It's looking really great here. And so, see how it's bubbling up? That's what you're looking for. When it starts bubbling up around the sides and in the middle there and has that little crust there on the top where the cheeses have melted, that is the perfect texture, in my opinion, for a baked spaghetti. Oh my, I wish you could have smelled this. It was amazing. It was so quick to put together. And I'm telling you, this would be a wonderful side dish, actually, at any potluck dinner. If you have a dish that you're needing to bring to an event, or if you have a family or friend who has just had surgery or is just not feeling well, or maybe you're needing to help feed the family while they're recuperating, this would be so perfect to take over to a friend's house during a time like that. It heats up twice really well in the microwave. Look how delicious that turned out. I'm not just saying it, you guys. It was delicious. That cinnamon was amazing. It gives it a flavor, like, you know there's that flavor there, but you can't put your finger on it, but it is delicious. I will never make beef again without adding a little touch of cinnamon. And I did go ahead and make a side salad, just a simple side salad with some bacon bits and cheeses, and drizzled some oil over the top. And olive oil is very good on greens. It helps helps the nutrients in salad greens. It helps your body to be able to absorb them that much better when you add olive oil to any salad green. I learned that actually by watching Dr. Berg on his YouTube channel. It's a great channel to watch. Also, if you're interested in anything health-wise, things like that. But back to the spaghetti. It was delicious. I really hope you try this. Y'all are going to love it. And did you know, have you heard about a dish called spaghetti and catfish? It is so popular in the South, and I've lived in the South all my life, yet I've never tried it. Back in the late 1800s, two food cultures actually combined together when migrants from Italy migrated over to America, and they actually came to Louisiana and the state of Mississippi, and they brought along with them all of these wonderful Italian recipes, including this delicious spaghetti we're making today. So Louisiana, as you know, is quite famous for seeing alligators on a regular basis and swamp tours. Louisiana is like a world of its own, and boy, do they have some awesome crawfish boils. And of course, we do that in the South, in probably every state in the South. Of course, beignets are very popular in Louisiana, and nothing like a good old Louisiana gumbo. And then there's the state of Mississippi, where the Italians also migrated to. And the Mississippi Delta, as you might know, is very famous for those Mississippi Delta catfish. And these are the catfish that I'm talking about, that these two states, along with Italy, when they migrated, they came together and decided that catfish was the perfect protein to go along with baked spaghetti or any kind of spaghetti dish. So it's a thing in the South, spaghetti and catfish. So next time you're out to eat in a southern state, ask for the spaghetti and catfish if it happens to be on the menu. It is delicious. It goes very well together. So remember to add cinnamon to your beef the next time you make something like a pot roast. Just add a little sprinkle into the crock pot or the slow cooker that you're cooking that in. You can even sprinkle it on steak, meatloaf, your hamburgers. Just a touch, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon of cinnamon. You're going to be so surprised how this secret ingredient that I'm sharing with you today is going to enhance that beef, that spaghetti, that roast like you would not believe. It is so delicious. Trust me. And just a little tip, just to remember to help you to remember to schedule your grocery shopping day. Maybe Saturday or Sunday, or if you prefer grocery delivery, that's also good too. There's HelloFresh, Spark, Shipt, Instacart. Those are all good grocery delivery companies, and it's always good to write a weekly menu out. I try to do that usually Saturdays, and it really helps give me time to relax a little bit during the week so I'm not shuffling around trying to figure out what I'm going to make for the week. And it does give you a lot more time to spend with your family and friends. You'd be surprised also if you will sit down and budget for your groceries. It's going to make such a difference in your pocketbook. You're going to learn every time you sit down and write out a grocery budget, it's going to save you so much money every single time because you're thinking ahead. And you can also save that extra money for a vacation for your family, for yourself, for your friend. And I do have an upcoming video. Just wanted you to know it's going to be Bama style baked beans. And these are delicious. I can't wait to share this recipe with you. It's going to be great for any barbecue you may have. It's a great summer dish. And make sure and check back, subscribe to the channel for that baked bean recipe coming up, Bama style baked beans. Thank you so much for watching my channel. God bless you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or week. And I plan to post the video soon.